All right, all praises be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy truly endure forever. We are gathered here tonight to celebrate the new moon, which is the new year, which is also bringing in the new year. We enter into the month called Abib, which is the first month of the year. We're going to get scriptures, we're going to get definitions, get understanding on this, so that we can understand why we're here tonight celebrating what we really celebrate. So as all times, we start out with Colossians 3, verse 17, giving all praise to the Most High in the name of Ashar.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Abba by him.
Right, everything in word and deed, we do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, always giving thanks to the Most High for all that he has given us. Right, because we know that it's not through our works that we have obtained the adoption, but through grace and mercy that we obtained it. And the Most High remembered his children, he remembered his covenant he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and blessed us therewith. We are the living examples that things written in the Bible have to come to pass. Because otherwise we wouldn't be calling ourselves Israelites today. Our people were perfectly fine calling themselves black and Negro and African and Afro-American. You know, they were fine with that. But the Most High came with his truth. And his truth pulls us from all the things that we have grown to get comfortable with. And now we have to what? Relearn who we are and learn that we are the Hebrew Israelites that the Bible talks about. Give me Luke 17 to 20. I believe chapter 17. Yeah.
Luke chapter 17, verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees,
right,
when the kingdom of the Most High should come.
Right, so the Pharisees was coming at Mashiach Yahushua, demanding him to tell us, since you the son of the Most High, and you act like you know everything, when does the kingdom come? That's when they was coming at Yahushua. Let's see how he answered him. Read.
And he answered them and said, come on, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation.
You can't sit back and see the kingdom coming. That's what it means, observation. It takes action. It takes works. Okay? You can't just sit back, okay, I'm waiting for the kingdom. What are you waiting on? I'm waiting on the kingdom. No. You can't wait on the kingdom. Because you don't know if you're going to kingdom. You don't know if you're going to make it. Right? It's like you can wait on a bus because you know the bus eventually is going to come. But the kingdom, you may not make it. All right? Read on.
Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there.
Right. You can't take a plane ticket anywhere and go visit the kingdom and come back. All right. Neither shall they say lo here or lo there. Oh, the kingdom is over there. Read.
For behold, the kingdom of the Most High.
The kingdom of what?
The kingdom of the Most High.
The kingdom of the Most High. The kingdom of God. Right. Thy kingdom. Read on.
Is within you.
Is within who? Within the Israelites. You are the kingdom. You are the kingdom of the Most High. Right? Read on.
And he said unto the disciples, the days will come,
right,
when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man.
Right.
And ye shall not see it.
Right.
And they shall say to you,
come on,
see here or see there.
Right.
Go not after them, nor follow them.
No, somebody might say to you, man, the Messiah is over there. Salvation is over there. He told the disciples, don't believe, right? The kingdom is within you. You don't have to go to the kingdom. You are the kingdom. The Most High is going to manifest the kingdom from inside of you all. The kingdom is going to be presented to you. You don't have to go check out and find the kingdom. All right? The things we're doing tonight is attributes of the kingdom. And I'm going to prove that in a minute. Read on.
For as the lightning that lighteth out of one part, right, under heaven,
right,
shineth unto the other part under heaven.
Come on.
So shall also the Son of Man be in his day.
That means what? When the Mashiach is established on this earth, everybody's going to know. He said it's going to be like a light that went from one side of the earth to the other side. Meaning that there's going to be no confusion. The Messiah is not hiding anywhere. He's not over in some country somewhere. Your salvation is not waiting for your plane ticket. All right? He's going to manifest that within your spirit. And we're going to prove that. So he said the kingdom of heaven is within us. You can't go nowhere. You can't observe it. You can't wait for it. It's within you. All right. Give me Isaiah 66 verse 23. Isaiah 66 verse 23.
Isaiah chapter 66 verse 23.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another.
From what?
From one new moon to another.
That means from one new moon to another. Right? What does a new moon represent? What? A new month. So every month, from one new moon to another, read on.
And from one Sabbath to another.
What does a Sabbath represent? A week. So every week, every month, read on.
Shall all flesh come to worship before me.
All flesh shall come and worship before the Heavenly Father. Right now, you already coming to worship. New moon to new moon. Sabbath to Sabbath. So you already move in the spirit of the kingdom. Already. And the kingdom hasn't been established on the earth yet. But what? You're already starting to manifest the kingdom by your actions. That's why it says you can't sit back and observe and wait. I'm going to wait for the kingdom and then I'm going to start keeping the Sabbath. If you don't manifest the kingdom now, you won't be there. Okay. You got to manifest it now. The scriptures say, and knowing the time that now it is high time. Matter of fact, give me that too. Give me Romans 13 and 10. 13 and 11. It's 13 and 11.
Yep, 11. Romans chapter 13, verse 11.
Come on.
And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Right. So what does it mean high time? High time means what? It's about time. And the time is now. You can't waste time. You can't say, well, maybe next year. Now is high time to awake. It's due time. It's time is due. It's due for us to what? Start keeping these commandments, these statutes, these laws, and that's the kingdom. Right? We say it all the time. We say the Lord's Prayer. It says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, right? As it is in heaven. So you have manifested the kingdom. This is what the kingdom is about. Keeping the Most High's commandments. Okay? When the kingdom is established on this earth, everyone's got to keep the Most High commandments. Nobody's going to be able to serve some other God. The earth is going to be governed in righteousness. Everybody understand that? That's the kingdom of the Most High. The whole earth got to keep the Most High's commandments and serve Yahweh and serve Yahweh's children, which is the children of Israel. Okay. So from one moon to another, from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh, go back to Isaiah, shall all flesh come before the Most High and worship. Isaiah 66, 23.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Most High.
Right, saith the Heavenly Father. So what? You already worshiping before the Most High. So you moving in the spirit of the kingdom right now. Read on.
And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me.
Right now, we can look upon the men. They're not carcasses yet. They're walking out there up and down, and they're not keeping the commandments of the Most High. Our people packing the churches, they passing. A lot of our people was out probably Fort Lauderdale with a green outfit, jumping around like fools today, right? For St. Patty's Day, right? If they never know who St. Patrick is, this is another deity, another demon. All right. But our people want to get involved with everything. Meanwhile, our new moon, our New Year is here. They don't want none of that. They don't got time for the Most High. They got more time for some demon called St. Patrick, right, than for the Most High Yahweh. Okay. That's how we got to look at things. That's how we got to understand. Our people giving their time over to some leprechaun or some warlock, whatever it is, right? And not the Most High Yahweh. Okay? That has brought them up, that has preserved us from the time of slavery to this very day. Okay? So we can't be so okay with our people, keep dealing with the philosophies of this world, where the Most High right here got his law and they totally ignore it. Right? The scriptures say they set all my judgments at naught. I mean, my judgments mean nothing. The commandments of the Most High mean nothing to our people. Okay. But it takes that remnant of Israel, which you are, to go out there and wake our people up. Okay. Scriptures say if it wasn't for the remnant, we'd be like Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? We'd be totally destroyed with wickedness. But the Most High left a remnant. All right, and you're that remnant. You are that few brothers that's going to keep saying, no, thus saith the Most High. Okay. Got that. Give me Deuteronomy 1. Deuteronomy 16 and 1. Deuteronomy 16 verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1. Observe the month of Abib.
Do what?
Observe the month of Abib.
So how do you observe something? Say again? What do you mean keep it? Respect it, right? In order for you to keep it, to respect it, what do you have to do before you do all those things? What do you got to do? Before you keep it, before you respect it, what do you got to do? Those are all right, but before you get to that point, what do you got to do? Acknowledge it, right? You gotta know it's coming. You gotta know the month of Abib. If you're totally oblivious to the month of Abib, a lot of our people is oblivious to the month of Abib. You tell them the month of Abib, they're like, what are you talking about? They know January, February, March, April, May, June, July. What is this month of Abib you talking about? So first we gotta know of it. We got to learn of it, then we got to what? We got to look out for it. We got to observe. We got to know that it is something that is to be celebrated, something that is to be recognized. Then we could respect it. Then we could do all the things we need to do in the month of Abib, which we're going to learn about right here. But first, we got to know what it is. Tonight begins the month of Abib. When the sun went down, that's the month of Abib beginning. And we got to observe that month. Read on.
And keep the Passover unto the Most High.
And in that month, there's a high holy day, and it's called the Passover in the month of Abib. All right, read on.
Thy power. For in the month of Abib, the Most High thy power brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
So that's what we commemorate at this time. In this month is when we left Egypt. In this month is when the Most High brought the salvation to the children of Israel. That's a very significant month. That's a very significant event. Our salvation out of bondage was this month. So when we come out of this bondage, this month, the month that we come out of the bondage again, it might be the same month. I don't know. Right? That wouldn't be bad. I'll take it. Hallelujah. Right? I wouldn't mind leaving this month, this bondage, but it's also going to be observed when we leave the bondage of America. Let's prove that. Give me Jeremiah 16. That's it? Okay. Jeremiah 16:14.
Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14.
Let's get it.
Therefore, behold, the days cometh, saith the Most High.
What is, come on.
That it shall no more be said,
right?
The Most High liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right, that's what we celebrate, huh? This month is the month that the Most High Yahweh brought the children of Israel out of the bondage under the wicked Egyptians. That's what we're honoring tonight. Our new year, we begin the year with our salvation. Okay, remembering that the Most High brought us out of that, out of those flesh pots and making brick with no straw, and building up these cities. What cities did we build up for Pharaoh? Who remembers? Just had it on the test. Those that just took the test. That was question 1. Huh? Who was it? That's right, Pitnam and Ramesses. Those are the cities that we built for Pharaoh while we was in captivity under Pharaoh. Okay? So we built up their cities. Right? During our captive slaving, today we call them what? 9 to 5s? 5 to 12? 12 to 8? Then we get to do it all again the next day. Right? That's slaving.
4 by 10.
You know what I'm saying? Or you got what, 5 8s or 4 10s, or you working 12 hours a day. It's slaving. Because when you're working all these hours, are you building up your own people? Are you working all these hours for your house? For your house children? No. You're working all these hours so you can pay your bills. So you can what? Eat, right? Have shelter, right? During the time of slavery, they didn't pay us money, hard bondage, they didn't pay us money, but what did they provide for us? Food, shelter, and raiment, right? Well, now you go to work and you get your check. What do you buy? Food, shelter, and raiment. What's the difference? You're still working for your enemy, getting what you need to survive. Right? And now they're going to tax you on top of that. And try to take back some of the money. What's the problem here? Right? So we got to understand this is a captivity. This is captivity. Okay? Don't get your mind twisted. And it's okay to understand where you're at. The scriptures say when we acknowledge and accept our punishment, that's how we move forward towards our salvation. We got to acknowledge and accept our punishment. Say, you know what? This is our punishment. This is not our rest. America is not a beautiful country. They try to make it out to you. Right? Right? The land of milk and honey. The home of the brave, right? It's more like the home of the slave. Right? Read on.
Verse 15. But the Most High liveth,
right,
that brought up the children of Israel,
come on,
from the land of the north.
From the land of where?
The north.
Where we at now? We're in North America. So the Most High liveth that brought us up out of the land of the north. What is that? North America. That's going to be a big exodus. It's going to be a second exodus. And it's going to be out of this land. You understand that? This is going to be a mass exodus. Right? This is going to be a high holy day when we come out of this place. Okay? Read on.
And from all the lands whether he had driven them.
And he's going to reap us from all the lands that he's driven us to, which is we're scattered on the 4 corners of the earth. So that's what's going to be the new celebration coming. But right now we are commemorating us coming out of what? Egypt. Right? But the time is that we're going to come out of this spiritual Egypt. Give me Isaiah 11:11. We're going to be coming out of this spiritual Egypt now.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall set his hand again the second time.
The which time?
The second time.
We celebrate in the first time. The first time he set his hand to reap Israel out of a bondage is in Egypt. That's the first time. But the Most High said, I'm going to set my hand a second time. What does he mean by his hand? He's talking about Mashiach Yahushua. He's the arm of the Lord. See, we've had saviors get us out of certain situations. But the Most High set his hand is Yahushua. Okay? When we came out of Egypt, that was Yahushua in that pillar of a light. By day and night. Everybody understand that? That was Yahushua? That rid us out of Egypt? Let's prove that real quick. I might just be saying that. They're like, brother, with us? So yeah, right? Now let's just prove that was Yahushua that led us out of Egypt. Give me Corinthians.
Okay.
Come. 1 Corinthians 10, verse 2.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse
1.
Verse 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant,
right,
how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea.
Right, all our fathers was under the cloud and then passed through the sea. Which people were under the cloud and passed through the sea? The Red Sea. Children of Israel is the only people to do that. That cloud is talking about what? The pillar, right? The pillar of fire by night, the cloud by day. That was a chariot that was above our heads as we left out of ancient Egypt. Okay? So he said, all our fathers passed under the cloud. So that tell you that what? In Corinthians, he's only talking to the Israelites. Read on.
And were all baptized unto Moses.
They were all what?
Baptized unto Moses.
So was Moses dunking people in water? Like John the Baptist? No. So evidently, to be baptized, right? You can be baptized without water. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Because all was baptized. Read that again.
And were all baptized
right,
unto Moses.
Unto Moses, read on.
In the cloud.
In the cloud, under the cloud. So what was the baptism? The law, statute, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. That's what really baptizes you. Right? Getting right. Righteousness is your baptism. When you get these laws in you and you start to change your life, that's your baptism. Baptism means to be cleaned up, to be cleansed. That's what baptism means. The water baptism was a symbolism of what the word is supposed to do. What Yahushua was going to do with the Spirit of the Most High. So at the time of Moses, the people were baptized without water. Read on.
And in the sea.
And in the sea. Right? Come on.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
Right. We ate the same spiritual meat. Meaning what? We were fed wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Read on. By commandment.
Verse 4. And did all drink the same spiritual drink.
Come on.
For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them.
Right. And
that rock was Hamashiach.
The rock was who?
Hamashiach.
So that proves you that Christ was that rock, was that pillar, was that cloud that brought us out of Egypt. All right, so let's go back.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass in that day,
right,
that the Most High shall set his hand again the second time.
The which time?
The second time.
The second time. Come on.
To recover the remnant of his people.
Come on.
Which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar.
So what is it saying? Is all those people the Most High's people? What does it say here? Say again? Exactly. He's going to get us from those places, from amongst those people. He's going to reap us from those people, meaning that we're amongst those people, right? And he wants to pull us from all these nations. This is our salvation we're talking about, pulling us from these nations. We can't be in our salvation and be mingled amongst the nations at the same time, because we were brought amongst the nations for our iniquity. So it only makes sense if we're being forgiven to take us back from those nations. All right, read on.
And from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
Right.
And he shall set up an insignia for the nations.
Right.
And shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. Oh, okay. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations.
Right.
And shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
And shall assemble the outcast of Israel. Who was the outcast of Israel? Who was the outcast of Israel? Huh? The northern tribes were the outcasts of Israel. Well, how do we know that northern tribes were the outcasts of Israel? All right, you go to Hosea. He said he's going to assemble the outcast of Israel. in second chapter. I want to get right to the point. So you can see again. Start 10. Go 1 and 10.
Hosea. You said 1 and 10?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I had that. Okay. Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land. For great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Right. Hold on a second. That's not. The outcast. Therefore, behold, our hedge. Jump down to the 6th verse of chapter 2.
Chapter 2, verse 6. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and make a wall that she shall not find her paths. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them, and she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
Right.
Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now. For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal.
Right. So the she is talking about Israel as he's breaking this down. And he's saying that what he's going to thorn up their hedge their way. Meaning that what he's going to make it difficult for us as we move away from the Most High's ways. All right. And we start following after the ways of the other nations. Right. Because we didn't recognize that every blessed thing we received it of your help. Right. And we gave it all to Baal, meaning that we gave Baal the credit. Right. We don't.
Okay, verse 9. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof,
right.
And will recover my wool and my flax, given to cover her nakedness.
Right, so you're going to expose Israel.
Verse 10. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers.
Right.
And none shall deliver her out of my hand.
Right, so what? We're going to go into captivities.
I will also cause all her mirth to cease.
Right.
Her feast days, her new moons.
Right, and we didn't keep feast days. We weren't keeping no new moons. We were cast away by the Most High. He came down on us. Right, that's why we out there celebrating every other holiday under the sun. We ain't know nothing about new moon or feast days. Right, because why? The Most High did that to us because of our disobedience. Right,
and her Sabbaths.
And the Sabbath,
and all her solemn feasts. And I will destroy her vines and her fig trees.
Come on.
Whereof she hath said, These are my rewards that my lovers have given me.
Right.
And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them.
Come on.
And I will visit upon her the days of Baliam, wherein she burnt incense to them. And she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers, and forgot me, saith the Most High.
Right, and forgot the Most High. So what? Since we forgot the Most High, he cast us away. Okay? He wasn't none of us. Because we was what? Dealing with all these different gods. So he going to assemble us, bring us back. Okay? He's bringing us back. And this is all in the process of us being brought back. But we were out there doing who knows what religion, what philosophies of this world. All right? So that she is referring to Israel. Okay?
Verse 14. Behold, therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her unto the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her.
Right, but he said he's going to allure her. Meaning what? He's going to bring us back. Even though we went hard, even though we went to all these different philosophies, he's going to bring Israel back. And that's what, and you are living examples of that promise. And we coming back. No matter how far we went far away. We are coming back. Israel's waking up. Israel's coming back to their heritage. Read on.
Verse 15. And I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of accord for a door of hope. And she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the days when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be at that day, saith the Most High, that thou shalt call me Ashar, and shall call me no more Belial.
Yeah, but I like it. Meaning that what? We're gonna start calling on the real. We're gonna start calling. What is that? Ishah. What does that mean? Right. Now, when you go over the name of the Mashiach, right? What's the name of the Mashiach? What's his name? Yahweh Shai. What does that mean? Yahweh saves, right? Yahweh saves. Yahweh Shai. So Ishai means that what we're going to call him what? Our salvation. That's what it's saying. A lot of people make doctrines out of this verse. It's not a doctrine. It's saying the same thing as Yahweh Shai. We're going to call him Ishai. Shai means saved, to be saved. We're going to call him our salvation. And we're going to call on the name of Balaam. Meaning that what? We're not going to be calling on these demons anymore. We're not going to be believing in any false gods anymore. We're going to know our Savior. That's basically what that scripture is saying. And we're going to know who our Savior is. All right. So this is all prophecy of what's happening now. All right. Go back to Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall send his hand again the second time,
right,
to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Patros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
Right. And
he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
Right. So he's going to what? He's going to set us up in the nations and assemble the outcasts of Israel. We're going to come back. Read on.
And gather together the dispersed of Judah.
Right. From the dispersed of Judah. Read on.
From the four corners of the earth.
Come on.
The envy also of Ephraim,
right,
shall depart.
Come on.
And the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
Come on.
Ephraim shall not envy Judah,
right,
and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
I mean, that what? The whole nation is going to be back together again. Okay? The whole nation is going to be back together again. That's what we see today. We got there to teach the people. You know, we got our stick. The stick is the 12 tribes of Israel, all back together again. Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, right? All the tribes back together again. That's why we push out there to go teach our people that what? We're one nation, right? People from Panama, from Mexico, the natives of Cuba, the natives of Puerto Rico, the natives of you know, all the Caribbean countries, South America, Central America. We even are scattered in parts of Europe, in Africa. Our people are there. The Igbo, right? In the South Sahara Desert. Those are the children of Israel. Okay? We're all over this earth. But the Most High is going to set that inside. What's that inside? These laws, statutes, and commandments. Everywhere that we are, we're going to be waking up to these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're going to be repenting, coming back, putting our fringes and our borders on, praising the Most High. That's how you're going to know these brothers is Israel. But they're going to wake up in these last days. Okay? We're all going to wake up. So we're living proof of the prophecy coming to pass. So right now, tonight, we're celebrating the first month, which is the month of our salvation out of Egypt. But the time is going to come where we're going to celebrate that second Exodus. The second time he set his hand. We're coming out of America and everywhere that we're scattered. Huh? Give me Exodus 12th chapter.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
This month should be what?
The beginning of months.
What does that mean, the beginning of months? First month of the year. That's right. Read on.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Right. The beginning of months, the first month of the year to you. Right. That's what's starting tonight. Read on.
Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel.
Come on.
Saying, in the 10th day of this month.
On the 10th day of this month, read on.
They shall take to them every man a lamb.
Every man will get a lamb. Now, we don't every man have to get a lamb today, because now we are, we're observing the feast. And in our observation of the feast, we go get the lamb. All right? But we're going to go to the farm and we're going to go get the lamb. We go out down there in Miami, out of Okeechobee, and we get the lamb. Right? Read on.
According to the house of their fathers.
Right.
A lamb for a house.
Right. We have a number of how many brothers we expect to be at the Passover, and we get a lamb according to the number of the families that's going to be there. Read on.
And if the household be too little for the lamb,
right,
let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls.
Come on.
Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb.
Come on.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year.
And that's what we're going to look for. We're going to look for an unblemished lamb, a male of the first year. We don't just get one lamb, we got to get several lambs, right? Because we got several families gathered together. Everybody understand that? Read on.
You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Come on.
And you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month.
So the 14th day of this month that started tonight. So 14 nights from tonight is the Passover. Everybody understand that? Read on.
And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Right, shall kill it in the evening. So let me correct that. It's 15 nights from tonight, because we count 14 nights, and then that night we kill the lamb, which enters in the 15th day, which is the 14th night. Everybody understand that? Read on.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night.
Right. Read on.
Roast with fire. And unleavened bread.
And what?
Unleavened bread.
Read on.
And with bitter herbs.
So now what are we going to have for the Passover?
Bitter herbs, unleavened bread, and lamb.
That's it. Okay. All right. That's it. That's the meal plan. Right? Bitter herbs, unleavened bread, and lamb. That's the meal of the Passover. Okay. Now we learned through scripture that also they had wine, right? So we are prepared for that. So from this day forth, the rest of these next 14 days, you should be thinking of the preparation for your Passover. If you have not already did all your preparation already. Okay. March 30th at even is the Passover. Okay. Where we're going to kill the lamb. We're going to prepare him and have him roasted with fire. Okay. If you want to be a part of the lamb slaying, let us know. Right? So you'll come out and we'll tell you times. We can't take everybody, so we'll just let us know if you're interested, and then we'll see if we can get you seated in one of the vehicles that's going down to slaughter the lamb.
Can't be faint on it.
Right. And you can't be scared of the lamb. Can't be scared of the knife. All right. You know, this is part of your heritage. This is part of the beauty of the Passover. Is to what? To lay the blade to the neck of the Passover lamb. Okay. For many years, we've been doing this for many years. So it's a beautiful thing. All right. We're looking forward to advance this feast, because really we should be able to get it on the 10th day and take the land where we want it to be. and kill it and separate them from the other lambs and kill them on the 14th day, right? And eat them and roast them the same night, right? But we are doing it as close to the laws as we can. So what we do, we go get the lamb, we get them on the 13th day because it gives us enough time to prepare the lamb. We're not farmers today. We take a little bit longer. You know, we can't do it like in those days. They kill that lamb, skin that lamb be ready to cook within a half an hour. We don't got it like that. We're not prepared that way. All right. Maybe the Most High will turn that spirit onto us. Yeah, He will send us somebody that can do that. But until that day comes, we have to go down there and work with these farms and work with them on preparing the land. So it takes a little bit longer. All right. So we need that time to be prepared. So we get it prepared. We go out there to the farm. We select the lamb. We go through the sheep and the goats. And we say, okay, give me that guy. Give me that one. Give me that one. I think this year we do about 3. He's the last one. He's been out there. Take the rope. Catch that lamb. Pull him down there. We weigh him out. That's it, man. Take him in there and deal with it. You know, and get him prepared. So that you can then receive them. We don't go to Walmart and get no lamb from the shelf. Lord knows where that lamb came from, right? Whether either might slay that lamb with some machine, some damn cyborg killed the lamb. No, this lamb is going to be killed by your brother. Seasoned and prepared by your brother. What's that? Could have been a female lamb. You don't even know it's a lamb. When you go to lamb in the store, you don't know if it's a male or female. Or you don't even know if it was totally blemished up. Right? It could have been all jacked up. Could have been beat up, abused. You know? Staggering lamb. And you know these damn Edomites into that all kind of weird, vile affections. You don't know what that lamb has been through. So as you say that, they can never eat lamb again. Right? I'm never gonna eat lamb again. You're vegetarian when you got. You know, he's a beast. Man. Lord knows what he's doing with the damn lamb. All right. So understand that this lamb has not gone through these things. This lamb is going to be preserved, slaughtered by your brethren. It's going to be a 1 year old of the first year, and it's going to be skinned in our presence and chopped up in our presence and brought down here, and we season it and we roast it with fire, right? And, you know, probably end up doing it. I don't know what we're going to do this year. Probably by Shamshwan, right? Roast it with fire, and then prepare it, and then brought to the Passover. Okay, that's what's going down. You had a question? And there's no lammy bags, right? We're gonna go into that. We don't.
They shall eat it. Verse 9.
Right.
Eat not of it raw.
Right.
Nor sodden.
Nor sodden. What does it mean to sodden? What does it mean to sodden? Soup, right? Don't make a soup out of it. Don't eat it raw and don't make a soup. Don't make lamb soup. It's supposed to be what? Read it.
At all with water, but roast with fire.
But roast with fire. So we got to get a grill out, or we got to roast this lamb. That's the way we prepare it. We get that bad boy on the grill and we get to basting them and roast them up. Because that's the way the Most High said to cook them. Everybody understand that? We got to do everything to the best of our ability as it is written. No shortcuts. Okay? Read on.
His head with his legs,
right,
and with the prudence
thereof, right? So we don't have that type of ability that we can cut the legs and could burn that too on the grill. We only have so big of a grill. So we take out the purtenance, the legs and the head, we take that out, and we just use the edible parts. All right? If they would roast the whole thing, they wouldn't eat the head, they would roast the whole thing though. Now, I'm not saying we can't get there. If the Most High bless us, we get space and land. If somebody has that type of environment that they can turn us on to, and we can roast the whole lamb, we will do so. But until we are able to do that, this is what we do. We sever the head, we take out the purtenance, and we only roast the edible parts of the lamb. Everybody understand that? Read.
Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Like Captain was bringing out, nothing can be laid to the morning. I mean, that you can't take some home. Oh, this lamb was so good. Let me take some home for my auntie. No, she can't get none. If she didn't come to the service, you can't get no lamb. All right? Read on.
And that which remaineth of it until the morning, you shall burn with fire.
They shall do what?
Burn with fire.
If anything is left, we got to burn it up. That's right. That's right. We got to get there. That's all things that we got to add to the Passover. We got to stay all night. And they stayed all night because they killed the lamb that night. They killed it in that evening. So you got to imagine, they killed it that evening. They skinned it, dressed it, set it up, grilled it, everything that night. So by the time they ate, it was coming towards morning, right? So after they ate, then they what? Ate burnt what it was left over. Then we out of there. All right, that's the first Passover. That's how it was done. All right, read on.
Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand.
Come on.
And you shall eat it in haste.
Come on.
It is the Most High's Passover.
Right, it's the Most High's Passover. That's the way it was to be consumed. In haste. So now when we celebrate, we do the celebration of the Passover. What we're reading right now here is how the Passover was actually done. But now we're doing what? Commemoration, celebration of the Passover. Right? So it's done a little way differently. It is a sit-down meal. Okay? We're not running out the door. We're not about to run and flee out of Egypt. Okay? We're going to keep the Passover how our forefathers kept the Passover, which was a meal, was sit down. They had their Passover meal. And who best to look at how the Passover was celebrated but Mashiach Yahushua. So let's look at how Mashiach Yahushua kept the Passover. Let's get it in Matthew. All right, Matthew 26. Let's start with verse 17.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 17. Now the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Mashiach Yahushua, saying,
you notice it said the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread called? It's called the Passover. Because right after the Passover, you continue in the Feast of Unleavened Bread for how many days? 7 days. Read on.
Saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover?
Right.
And he said, go into the city to which a man, and say unto him, the master said, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples.
Right. So now we keep the Passover at thy house. He had an upper room. He had a ballroom prepared to hold events. So we went and got a place. And we went up in the room to keep the Passover. Right? We don't.
And the disciples did as Mashiach Yahushua had appointed them.
Right.
And they made ready the Passover.
And they did what?
Made ready the Passover.
And they went to the room. They rented the room or whatever the case may be. I guess the Most High, Mashiach set the spirit in that man already. So yeah, just take the room. And they made ready the Passover. Meaning what? They got the lamb, the bitter herb, the unleavened bread, the wine. They got it all together so they can sit and eat the Passover. Read on.
Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12.
Right. So when the evening was come of the Passover, he sat down with the 12. That means what? The things were prepared that evening. They were prepared to be eaten. So they make ready the Passover prior to the eating. Everybody see that? So this is how we keep the Passover now, right? We know.
Now when it was evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat.
And they did what?
As they did eat.
So when the evening was come, they were already eating. So that means they what? They already prepared the Passover. Okay? It was prepared. During that day, they prepared it. So when the evening came, they sat and ate. Read on.
He said, verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me.
All right, so now you're going into Judas Issachar. All right, read on.
And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Are the one is God? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me.
You know, my shot was cool, boy. He didn't care. They all nervous. Damn, who's gonna betray him? He said, the same one that dips his hand, he's gonna be the same one to betray me. He wasn't even trying to hold it back. Right? My shot wasn't even trying to. He was trying to hold it back. You know,
verse 24. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed.
Right, he said, woe unto that man. Most likely to destroy that man that betrays me. You know?
It had been good for that man if he had not been born.
Man, that's pretty rough. My shot can't hold no punches, man. He said, better that man wasn't even born. I wouldn't want to be that man that betrayed me. All right, come on.
Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? And he said unto him, Thou hast said.
That's the Messiah, boy. He said, Thou sayest. You know, like, you know you about to betray me, huh? Don't try to play games with me. You already know what's good. Watch everybody, you already up on game. You know what's going down. Right? You already know who's going to betray, but he had to go through it anyway. But he didn't go through it like he was kind of, he's still kind of tight about this. All right, read on.
Verse 26. Mm-hmm. And as they were eating, Hamashiach Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, Take, eat. This is my body.
Right.
And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it. Mm-hmm. For this is my blood of the New Testament, right, which is shed for many for the remissions of sin.
For the remission of sin. So what? We remember to do that during the Passover. Now, we incorporate this in the Passover because why? This is a commemoration of Yahushua and him dying for our sins, for the remission of the sins of Israel. Okay, so this is part of the Passover. So you see that how the Passover, we observe it as it is written, but we compile the scriptures. And this is how we come up with the way that we keep the Passover, right? By compiling the scriptures. We know.
Verse 29. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
Right, and Mashiach Yahushua is saying this, that he will not drink of the wine until he drinks it again with the children of Israel. So right now, Mashiach, he ain't had wine since he had it with the disciples that night. Right? So you know when he come back, he's going to want some wine. Right? Blessed be the man that hand him some wine that day. Right? Because he's been yearning for it. Right? So we're going to make sure there's going to be blends for days set up for Yahushua. Right? We're going to set it up for him. Why? Because we understand he's a faithful and true leader. All right? A faithful and true leader to the children of Israel. Faithful and true king to our people. Faithful and true high priest to our people. Read.
Verse 30. And when they had sung a hymn.
They did what?
Sung a hymn.
So we singing our Passover. Brothers go, that brother singing at the Passover. It's not a party. Mashiach Yahushua sang at the Passover. They are not knowing the scriptures. Okay? We're going to sing. We're going to, what's that, LOZ music group going to do their thing at the Passover, come? I don't know. Maybe. Right? But we gonna sing. Yeah, Most High. Listen, Mashiach Yahushua sung. They sung a hymn at the table at the Passover. So you can't tell me we can't sing at the Passover. Okay. So
they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then said Mashiach Yahushua unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night.
Right.
For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad.
Right. So what? All y'all gonna go into trouble after they kill me. Y'all gonna have trouble. Y'all gonna be offended. So he let them know they're gonna kill me, but y'all gonna have it bad after I leave. Because everybody that was with me is gonna get it too. All right. The servant is not above his master, huh? So if the master got to get killed, y'all got to go through some things too. All right. So he let them know they're going to get it too. So all this is commemorated within the Passover. All this is rolled in this first month of the year. So that's why he said to observe the month of Abib, because a lot happens in the month of Abib. The year has begun, right? We're preparing for the Passover. This is the time when the Mashiach was crucified for the children of Israel. Okay, very significant month out of all the months of the year. So we are beginning a beautiful month. Most High has given it out to us, right? We understand that the new moons is the beginning of the months, and we celebrate each new moon. All right, so we are celebrating the new moon, the month of Abib, giving all praises. So at this time, we're going to do the Psalms 81, unless there's anything else that. It's 8:54, so we go to Psalms 81. Psalms 81. What we do with Psalms 81 is everyone reads a verse until we run out of verses. The last one is going to bless the Most High at the end of the verse. All right, so, and then we'll accompany him in the blessing of the Most High. So we're going to get Psalms 81, and we're going to start in the front with the hand and work our way to the right, my right.
Psalms 81:1. Sing aloud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the power of Jacob.
Right.
Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel and the pleasant harp with the psaltery.
Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day.
For this was a statute for Israel, and the law of the power of Jacob.
Come. Thou shalt.
This he ordained Joseph for testimony when he came out through the land of Egypt, where I heard the language that I understood not.
Right.
I removed his shoulder from the burden. His hands were delivered from the pots.
Right.
Thou callest in trouble, and I delivered thee, and I answered thee in the secret place of thunder. I proved thee at the waters of Meribah.
Come.
Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me.
Come.
There shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God.
Come.
I am the Lord thy power, which brought thee out of the land of bondage. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it.
But my people would not hearken to my voice. Israel would none of me.
Come.
So I gave them up unto their own heart's lust, and they walked in their own counsel.
Come.
Oh, that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways.
Come.
I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries.
Come.
The haters of the Lord should have submitted themselves unto him, but their time should have endured forever.
Come.
You shall have fed them also with the finest of the wheat,
and with honey out of the rock should I satisfy you.
Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Du'alat of Yah, Amen. Hallelujah. Give us our hand. All right, so now we have full understanding why we gather here at this time of this place. We gather here for the new moon, the new year starting. We're preparing for the Passover. All praises. We're going to set up the prayer and bless the food, bless the convocation, and then we're going to dwell in brotherhood, sisterhood, and enjoy this evening. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. What's that? Okay, we're going to do an anointed prayer right after the prayer. We're going to do the prayer, then we're going to anoint. Cut. One now. Hold on to it. Hallelujah. 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 Who's the power? Who's the power? By Hashem. By Hashem. Kudas. Holy, holy, holy. Is the name. Of Yahweh. Holy, holy, holy. Is the name. Of Mashiach. Yahushua. Come on, Yahweh. Come on, Yahweh. Come Mashiach Yahushua. Come Mashiach Yahushua. Come Yeshua. Rakatha Yahweh. Hashem. Mashiach. Yahushua. Hawa'ah. Chaadash. Shalom. Baruch Shemai. Gabalayim. Barak. Barupah. Bakazak. Ramagan. Bashmael. Akim. Wah. Akwakim. Baruch Yehovah. Hashem. Mashiach. Yahushua. Yochak. Shaitan. Yochak. Shaitan. Yochak. Kol. Rai. Rakayim. Yochak. Kol. Rai. Rakayim. Baruch Yehovah. Hashem. Mashiach. Yahushua. Barak. Marco. Noah. Washata. Noah. Wayayan. Noah. Wakazak. Kashak. Kata. Slakia. Wakazak. Shata. Noah. Babkusha. All praises be to the power of Amos and Jacob for his mercy, truly endured forever. We thank the Yahweh for giving us this holy convocation. We thank you, Yahweh, for giving us the Shabbat day. We ask you to bless, heal, protect, and make strong the children of Israel. We also ask you, Yahweh, to keep away all evil spirits, to kill Satan from amongst thy children. We also ask that you bless the food, bless the hands that have labored over it, and the mouth that shall receive it. Let that food be blessing and nourishment to all those that eat of it, that we may be filled with the nourishment of thy food and thy as we were filled with the nourishment of thy word. All this we ask in the name of Mashiach Yahushua. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, Du'alat of Yah, Amen. Amen. All right, let's say hallelujah.
All the men line up. When you come up and say your name, the congregation repeat it. Ya Baraka,
Ya Baraka, Yahweh,
Waya Shamarka,
Waya Shamarka,
Yahweh,
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 Wayasham, Yaka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Yatazaka, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Chaadash, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Malachi, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Ana, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Yahweh Yad, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Elijah, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Yasharala, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Elijah, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Noah, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Ashar, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Kano, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Korash, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Tazia one, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Herman, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Evan, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Clarence, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Lenroy, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapa, Ma'ala,
Like in the names, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, I'm a one,
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Barak Rapam,
Barak Rapam, Yakanan,
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, La Palam, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Maka'ala, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Ashar, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, La'ai, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Ariya, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam,
Zion,
Zion,
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Eli, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Adaya, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Leila, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Marina, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam,
Abiyaga out.
Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Lavender, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Gloria, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Maila, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Shakira, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Alexia, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Lashan, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Wendy, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Sexual, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapam,
Yeah. Come on, Makim. The water for logging on. I'm signing out. Shalom.